The Galactic Empire's military outpost hummed with confidence. Commanders reviewed reports of minor skirmishes on the planet's outer edges, dismissing them as inconsequential. To them, humanity's forces were insignificant, a species defined by caution, easily cowed by displays of strength. But the calm didn't last long. A sudden blackout engulfed the outpost. Alarms blared as screens flickered to life, showing a swarm of small, sleek human ships piercing the Empire's orbital defenses. Unlike the Empire's cumbersome, heavily armored fleet, these ships moved with unmatched precision. They wove through defenses, targeting critical systems with pinpoint accuracy. Shields faltered, energy grids collapsed, and confusion erupted in the command room. "How is this possible?" a commander bellowed. "Activate the automated defenses. They've already been compromised," a technician shouted, sweat pouring down his brow. "They're using some sort of virus. It's rewriting our systems faster than we can respond." Above the planet, humanity's offensive unfolded like a meticulously orchestrated symphony. Instead of engaging the Empire head-on, human forces struck from unexpected angles, utilizing stealth and misdirection. An artificial meteor shower, cloaked in the planet's natural asteroid belt, rained destruction on key supply lines. Empire warships, built for overwhelming frontal assaults, found themselves outmaneuvered and outclassed. The Galactic Empire's ground forces fared no better. Elite troops stationed across the planet's surface encountered weapons and tactics they couldn't predict. Humans deployed compact drones capable of mapping terrain and relaying real-time data to ground units, allowing them to navigate the Empire's defenses with surgical precision. Empire soldiers, accustomed to overwhelming their enemies with sheer numbers, found themselves ambushed in their own fortresses. One outpost fell after another. Reports streamed in of EMP pulses disabling entire platoons of mechanized units, rendering their advanced weaponry useless. Alien officers, relying on the Empire's rigid chain of command, struggled to adapt as their forces crumbled. "They're targeting our infrastructure, not our people," an officer murmured, staring at the carnage. The realization unsettled him. It wasn't mindless destruction. It was calculated warfare, designed to dismantle the Empire's ability to fight without unnecessary loss of life. The human forces moved with an unsettling discipline, advancing swiftly but with restraint. Empire civilians, caught in the crossfire, were met not with brutality but with unexpected mercy. As alien families huddled in fear, human soldiers passed them by, sparing their homes and ensuring their safety. A captured alien soldier, bound and trembling, looked up at his human captor. Why don't you kill us?" he stammered. The human, a grizzled veteran, replied coldly, "We're not here to destroy. We're here to end this war before it begins." News of the humans' relentless yet principled assault spread across the Empire's ranks. For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Empire faced an enemy it couldn't intimidate, overwhelm, or predict. The hubris that had defined their dominance began to crack, and with it came the first whispers of doubt. Perhaps, one council member muttered, watching the chaos unfold on a holographic display, "We underestimated them." The devastation of the Empire's forces was undeniable. Across countless transmissions, the remnants of their military struggled to comprehend the scale and precision of the human offensive. What began as arrogance now morphed into fear, and with it came questions. Who exactly were these humans? What drove them to strike with such ferocity and restraint in equal measure? In the heart of the conflict, a critical battle unfolded. The Empire's flagship fleet, renowned for crushing entire rebellions, had regrouped to defend their capital. Commanders assured their subordinates that the humans had overplayed their hand. Yet, the fleet didn't even see the attack coming. A seemingly harmless asteroid belt suddenly ignited with kinetic explosions, scattering debris toward the Empire's ships. Hidden among the rocks were human warships, their stealth systems cloaking them from scanners. As the fleet scrambled to react, the humans exploited the chaos, disabling the flagship's command systems with electromagnetic bursts. A well-timed assault followed, striking weak points in the Empire's vessels with chilling accuracy. On board the flagship, panic overtook the alien crew. A desperate officer barked into a communicator. "How are they outmaneuvering us? They don't even have half our numbers." Another officer whispered in disbelief. "They're predicting us. Like they know what we'll do before we do it." Humanity's strategy wasn't just technological, it was psychological. Each move was designed to push the Empire's forces into predictable patterns. Their rigid hierarchies and reliance on overwhelming firepower were now liabilities, exploited by humans who had spent millennia perfecting the art of survival through adaptability. Amidst the carnage, glimpses of humanity's nature began to emerge. Intercepted communications revealed that their war effort wasn't fueled by conquest or greed, but by a deep-seated principle: to protect and ensure justice. A human commander's message, broadcast to the Empire's retreating forces, echoed this sentiment. "You invaded a planet that sought only peace," the voice declared. "You enslaved its people and mocked our restraint. But restraint is not weakness. Let this be your lesson. Your empire does not stand unchallenged." On the ground, stories of human compassion spread as quickly as their victories. Empire civilians who had braced for slaughter instead found themselves aided by their supposed enemies. Human medics tended to the wounded, alien or otherwise. Soldiers distributed rations to starving families in war-torn cities, even as they advanced against the Empire's strongholds. An alien child, clutching her injured parent's hand, stared in awe as a human soldier handed them food. "Why are you helping us?" she asked hesitantly. The soldier knelt, offering a small smile. "Because this isn't your war. And it doesn't have to be your suffering." Within the Empire's ranks, the cracks deepened. A captured alien scientist, reviewing human technology, marveled at its ingenuity. "They don't just rely on superior materials," he muttered. "Their strength is their creativity, their ability to turn nothing into something devastating." These moments of mercy and ingenuity began to sow doubts among the Empire's leaders. For the first time, they saw humanity not as weak, but as something far more dangerous. A species that valued peace but was terrifyingly adept at war when provoked. The realization was as humbling as it was unsettling. The Galactic Empire's once mighty defenses now lay in ruins. Its army scattered, its fleets reduced to drifting wreckage, and its proud leaders silenced by the weight of an enemy they could no longer ignore. The humans pressed their advance, but their purpose remained calculated and deliberate. Every move served a purpose: to dismantle the Empire's capacity for war while sparing its civilians from needless suffering. The final blow came swiftly. Humanity's forces converged on the Empire's capital planet, a sprawling metropolis that symbolized their dominance. The planet's remaining defenders scrambled to mount a last stand, rallying what few resources they had left. But the humans had planned for this. Orbital strikes disabled critical infrastructure with precision, avoiding civilian areas while targeting the military command center and weapon facilities. In a matter of hours, the Empire's central communications hub was seized, cutting off the leadership from the rest of the galaxy. The capital, once a beacon of power, now stood vulnerable and isolated. The Galactic Emperor, a towering figure who had ruled through fear and conquest for centuries, faced a harsh reality. He stood in his throne room, surrounded by advisors who now whispered of surrender. Anger flared in his voice as he barked, "We cannot yield to primitives. Where is our fleet? Where are our reinforcements?" An advisor hesitated before answering. "There are no reinforcements, Your Excellency. The humans have dismantled our logistics. Our fleet is gone." Before the Emperor could respond, a message interrupted the room. A human representative, speaking from the seized communications hub, delivered humanity's final ultimatum. "Your Empire's reign of terror ends here. Your forces are defeated. Your power is broken. You will withdraw from all occupied territories, release all enslaved species, and commit to peace, or face complete destruction. This is your only warning." The Emperor's bravado faltered as he listened. For all his power, he saw no hesitation in the humans' eyes, no bluff in their words. His advisors exchanged uneasy glances. Some whispered in agreement, others begged for retaliation. The Emperor, now faced with the extinction of his empire, finally relented. "I will surrender," he growled, the words like poison on his tongue. "But only because I have no other choice." Across the galaxy, the message of the Empire's defeat spread rapidly. Formerly enslaved planets rejoiced as their chains were broken, while neutral civilizations watched in stunned silence. The humans, once dismissed as insignificant, had toppled the most feared power in the galaxy in a matter of weeks. Before retreating, humanity broadcast a final message to every corner of the galaxy. "We did not come here for conquest. We do not seek war, but neither will we allow tyranny to go unchallenged. Let the Galactic Empire's fall serve as a reminder. Strength is not measured by the power to dominate, but by the resolve to stand against oppression. Choose peace, and we will stand with you. Choose war, and you will face the same fate as those who thought we were afraid to fight." As humanity's fleets departed the Empire's territory, they left behind a galaxy forever changed. The Empire, humbled and broken, began to rebuild under new leadership. The fear of humanity lingered, but so did a cautious respect. Humanity had proven itself a force of both destruction and mercy, capable of war, yet choosing peace when given the chance. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy dared to hope. And at its center stood humanity, a species that had turned its restraint into its greatest weapon. In the aftermath of their victory, humanity did not linger. They had no desire to gloat or establish dominion over the Galactic Empire's fractured territories. Their ships, still bristling with the evidence of battle, began withdrawing from the Empire's space. To the galaxy at large, this was perhaps the most unsettling revelation of all. Humanity did not conquer for personal gain. They fought only to ensure justice. On planets liberated from the Empire's control, the impact of humanity's actions began to ripple. Former slaves and oppressed species looked skyward, watching the retreating human ships with a mixture of awe and gratitude. Their chains had been shattered not by an empire seeking tribute, but by a force they had never expected. A species that could destroy but chose instead to restore. In the quiet aftermath, the Galactic Empire began to crumble further under the weight of its own hubris. Regional governors, no longer protected by the might of the central government, faced rebellions on all fronts. The vast territory that the Empire had once ruled with an iron fist began splintering into smaller, self-governing systems. Among the ruins of the Empire's capital, alien journalists began documenting the human invasion. They analyzed humanity's methods, interviewing survivors and reviewing battle records. What emerged was a chilling yet fascinating picture. Humans did not fight for conquest or greed. They fought because they believed in something greater than themselves. A historian from a neutral system summarized it best in her report. Humanity does not seek to expand their borders or impose their will. They fight only when there is no other choice. But when they fight, they do so with a precision, ferocity, and resolve that no species has ever matched. Their true weapon is not their technology, but their unyielding determination. The Galactic Council, now reeling from the collapse of the Empire, convened to discuss the implications. Representatives from dozens of species debated what this meant for the future of the galaxy. Some feared humanity's power, arguing that they should be isolated to prevent further conflict. Others saw an opportunity to forge an alliance with this formidable force. As the council deliberated, a final message from humanity reached their chambers. It was simple and direct. "We leave as we came with no desire for conquest. But let it be known, if oppression rises again, we will return. This galaxy does not belong to any one empire. It belongs to all who call it home. Choose your paths wisely." The room fell silent as the message ended. Even the most war-hardened council members could not deny the weight of those words. Far away, on Earth, humanity's leaders watched the galaxy's reaction unfold. There was no celebration, no parades for the soldiers returning home. Instead, there was a quiet determination to prepare for what might come next. Humanity had made its presence known, and while the galaxy now feared them, it also understood them in a way it never had before. Humanity, once dismissed as weak and passive, had reshaped the balance of power. They had not done so through domination, but through the strength to stand for what was right. And though they hoped to never fight again, they remained ready, always prepared to rise when called upon.